Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 11 of the Posh Push, here with Peterborough in the Sky Bet League One. And today we have an absolutely huge fixture for you guys against Sheffield United, who are third in the league, and if we were to beat them today, it would secure our promotion into the Championship with 3 games to spare. If we lose it, we'll still be in a commanding position, but there will be a little bit of pressure going on us into the last few games to really go out there and get results. In other news, as you can see here, looking at the league table, before we get into today's game, MK Dons have really struggled. They've started dropping points, and it's allowed us to close the gap to 1 point, and with our superior goal difference, there's still a sniff of the title for us. But anyway, looking at the fixtures, since the last episode, there's been 3 games to tell you about. We are unbeaten in those 3, 2 draws and a win. Less than ideal, but given the fact that MK Dons have been slipping up, as have Sheffield United, really, the kind of 5 points in 3 hasn't served us too badly at all. So anyway, looking at this first game, this was against Bradford. This was a game that we were forever kind of chasing, I guess. For large spells, Bradford were the better team. They scored early on from this set piece, and we equalised before they took the lead again. And it wasn't until a few late tactical changes, switching to the kind of 4-4-2, which has served me well when chasing games this save so far. As soon as we got that in, we did score. Granted, it actually came from a set piece rather than the actual formation itself, kind of, I guess, supplying us with a goal. But regardless, it was a very good point. Mendes laying, as you can see here, getting the first goal in on the right hand side. He's been doing a good job of that all season. He's been a very good player for us. All in all, this game was important for us to get a win in. It was a game where, as you can see, 2 set pieces really cost us. But as I mentioned, there was a late goal for us that came from a set piece, and we had our own trickle pass lead. Boswick with a slightly bizarre kind of free kick that hits the crossbar, hits the keeper on the back, hits the crossbar, goes in. But I'll tell you what, it's a goal and I'm going to take it. So it was a great point for us, that one, given the fact we were chasing. These 3 games really could have proven to be tricky. Bradford, Swindon and Gillingham, well, it's not the strongest teams in our league. They're kind of tricky away ties that you have to go out there and win. You know, Bradford in 12th, you've got Gillingham in 18th, and I can't remember who the other team was now. It was Swindon, and Swindon themselves are in 6th. So the actual results themselves really weren't too bad for this period. The 1-1 draw against Swindon, as you can see here, Delfonso grabbing a goal. Unfortunately for us, Danny Engessen, the former Lincoln City legend, grabbing an all-important goal for Swindon that saw them take a share of the spoils. He's quite good in FM, Danny Engessen. I rate him. How long ago was it he played for Lincoln? I'm going on a detour here. Yeah, look at that. Great player for Lincoln City, blimey. But anyway, he got a goal. It was kind of odd to see a familiar name pop up on the score sheet and score against me. I'm sure you guys have had your fair share of that kind of experience in FM. And the last game was a 1-0 win against Gillingham, a game which we won through an own goal in the 72nd minute. Slightly fortunate in this one, however, it was a game that we did definitely play a lot better in, and it was a kind of odd game, this one. I want to point out the fact it was 6 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that equates to in Fahrenheit, but that was in the middle of April, which seemed a little bit chilly for April, so I don't know if FM's got a bug there. Who knows? I'm not a weatherman. I might be completely wrong. Maybe 4 degrees is the average temperature for that time of day. But anyway, let's get into today's game. We are playing Sheffield United. This is a huge game for us. Alcott is out with an injury, but there is a familiar name back in the squad, and that name is, well, you can see him here. You can see him here. Jacob Mellis. He's nowhere near 100% fit. As you can see, 59% match fitness, 77% condition. He's a player who I might look to bring on just maybe with 10 minutes left. Give him a bit of a stretch of his legs, and we'll see how he gets on. Besides that, the team's looking very strong all in all. We've been playing very well the last few games. There's a few players missing out through injuries and little knocks they've had, but by and large, we've been very solid so far. You'll notice here that Boswick's out. I'm actually going to do a few little changes here. I don't rate Payne as a deep line playmaker. I'm doing a bit of a switcheroo here of my entire team, but I like playing Baldwin as the ball-winning midfielder. If I just show you Payne here, he's not the best ball-winning player. I mean, don't get me wrong, strong defensive stats, and but he kind of offers something as a deep line playmaker, I think, in terms of being able to win the ball and pass it, whereas Jack Baldwin here, who's an incredibly good young talent, one who I'm looking to really bed into the first team, especially next season, assuming we go up. He has the real stats to play the ball in the midfielder role for us, and he's more than capable of doing that. So that does mean that we have to do a little bit of jigging around in our back line, but besides that, we're looking fairly strong going into this game. As I mentioned, a win here would secure our promotion. So there's a bit of pressure, I guess, on us to go out here and get a result. I've got faith in you boys. Go out there and enjoy yourselves today. I have faith in you all. Go on. I have faith in you all. Go out there and make a difference. It's been a fantastic season. It'd be great if we could get promoted now, and hopefully, maybe even go on and win the league if results go our way. But we've got to focus on the present and now. And a longer. Mason, I thought we were going to have a trademark early goal, especially after the Johnson's Paint Trophy 22nd goal. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, but we have got a chance here. Free air, whips the ball in the box. There's a bit of a scramble. The ball's still not clear. Baldwin, Mason, a longer. Take a bow, son. It's offside. Don't take a bow. Undo the bow. Don't do the bow. Stop. He just starts bowing to the linesman. That would be a bit weird. 0-0. A bit of a boring 0-0 as well. 15 minutes in, nothing. Zeros all around the stats. Is someone going to break the zero deadlock? Maybe we can score here. Mason, options in the middle. Cleared, but only halfway. And now they break. Oh gosh, they've got some men up here. That's poor positioning by our centre-back. And Clay's missed his interception. Harris, defend, boys. Oh god, that's a great tackle. Fantastic by Clay. I believe his name's Clay and that's how you pronounce it. I might be wrong. I remember reading that in the first episode. However, I'm going to be honest, I've intentionally avoided saying his name throughout all these episodes because I still don't know how to say it. But regardless, we've broken the 0-0-0-0 kind of scoreline, but now Sheffield United almost with a chance to break the scoreline themselves. However, they can't hit the target. Wow, that was a bad miss by Cassidy. Still 0-0, however. We have a chance. Go on, Bob. Get the clearance. Baldwin. We're looking a little bit kind of, I don't know, open perhaps. There's a few chances behind our fullbacks that we need to watch out for. We've won the ball here, though. Maybe we can go on the attack here. Mason. Options ahead, but he can't find the pass. And now, Sheffield United on the push again. Olejnik with the save, however. Right. Is that offside? That looks offside to me. Linesman, you've had a mare. Don't give away a penalty. Penalty was given. Right, Murphy, miss. Bob gets a hand to it, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And Sheffield United take a lead. Oh dear. That is not what I wanted to see. Right, now I have to think. How do I want to approach this? I'll tell you what, we're going to go to half-time and see where we are. If Sheffield United still haven't created as many chances, because let's face it, a penalty is a bit of an unfortunate way to concede, I may stick with my system, at least for the start of the second half, before looking maybe to switch it to our 4-4-2 that served us quite well this year. But right now, we've just got to try and get ourselves back in this game. And giving the ball away like that is not how we are going to execute that. There's a chance here again. Bob with the save. Take a bow. Oh, God. Undo the bow. What the... Tab out of your effort. If you're watching FM and you've got me on in the background, I want your undivided attention. Because I said, well done, Bob. And then he did this. Undo the bow, Bob. Just don't do it. You don't deserve to bow, Bob. That was absolutely atrocious. So much for if we're only 1-0 down against Sheffield United at half-time, tactical changes will be made. We lost to these guys before 2-1, I believe, earlier in the season. So they're another team a bit like Crawley, who are proving to be a bit of a slipping point for us. Of course, this game isn't over. There is time, but they are on the attack again here. And that's another goal for them. Wow, we have gifted them a goal, gifted them a penalty, and now they've scored a goal which I guess you could say has been a little while coming. I'm going to make some radical changes right off the bat here. I'm making a double change. I'm bringing on Delfonso and Keane. I want us to go for this game, and we're going to do it through making these changes and looking to actually kind of attack, I guess, because it's something that we've not done this game. We've controlled the play well, but we've done little to nothing with the ball. We find ourselves 3 goals down. We've got to do something and really go for it at this point. If we could get a goal before half-time, that might give us a chance. Keane the sub. Delfonso cleared away. I thought the ref might blow for a penalty. He hasn't, but we've still got the ball here. Sombalonga. Mendes. There's a goal. We are back in this. 3-1. Come on, boys. Second half, not far away. I'm still going to bollock the team at half-time because, quite frankly, it's been a poor first half. But Mendes Lang has provided us with his 8th goal of the season and maybe, just maybe, a route back into this game. Right, let's moan. Let's have a rage. Show me something else, boys. Just not good enough. You can improve. Right, let's go. Just firing up the players that I could. We go into this game with our new game plan. We are now playing our 4-4-2, but it's kind of a very attacking 4-4-2. I want to go at Sheffield United. We've got to really turn this around. We looked on top of the game before conceding. We're in with a chance here. D'Alfonso, options in the middle, can't pick out a pass. And we've just gifted them possession. And now the counter-attack is on. There is little to no defensive options for us. We've managed to get men behind the box, but no one's tracking Cassidy. He scores his 2nd of the game. Sheffield United's 4th. It's not looking too good for us this game now, boys. How are MK Dons doing? How are MK Dons doing? They're winning 1-0 against Oldham. That's a shame, because we did have a chance to win the league, and it's probably going to slip away if we can't get anything from this game. And let's be honest, it would have to be one of the craziest comebacks ever at this point to see us get back into this. We've been a little bit unfortunate with how we've conceded in terms of the first 2, especially keeping error and just a poor poor penalty to give away. But as the term suggests, we gave them away. We provided Sheffield United with the munition to get ahead in this game, and we're now chasing a game that, let's face it, they are playing better than us in, and they're playing with more confidence. The ball's probably going to come in here. It is. Wallace, and Cassidy scores a hat-trick. Wow. Disappointing. 5-1, we are being spanked at home. This is hurting our goal difference as much as anything. If Sheffield United do want to make a late kind of push, I guess, to win the last promotion spot, they've got a fighting chance now. A fighting chance. It's not looking good. Surely not more. Just end the suffering, please. End the suffering. Let it end. I almost want to make more subs, but having already made 2, there isn't a lot I can really change. At this point, I'm just hoping that we can hold on for this. And there's another penalty given. That's going to be Zakuani probably sent off too. Oh, he's let him off. Oh dear. Well, this has been a low point in this save. Hopefully it's not going to impact our promotion push. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because the last game of the season is Notts County, but there's a chance we'll be promoted by the last game of the season. So I'm kind of tempted not to live com the last game of the season if there's nothing to play for, but that doesn't really solve my dilemma. Oh, make it end. Just not 7. That's all I ask at this point. Anything but 7 would be amazing. That would kill confidence in the camp going into the last few games of the season. That's not what I want. Don't know what Bob's doing now. Bob, don't give them the ball again. Oh my gosh. I don't trust Bob in goal. He's had my undivided faith throughout this season, and he's thrown it away in one game. With one kick to the shins of Cassidy, he's lost it all. Assombalonga, D'Alfonso, oh my gosh. Wow, the keeper's just saved like 4 chances there. Clear cut chances just went from 1 to 3, I think, or at least 2 to 3. There were a few there, and is that another? It was another. It's a game that we've not created chances in. We've just not taken the ones that fell our way, and that's bitterly disappointing to say, because we've been a team that's been very clinical in front of goal by and large, and it's just not shown off today. Fortunately, for our last few games of the season, as I mentioned before, we have got Mellis, our centre mid, and now Briggs is injured, and I haven't got a sub for him, so that's just brilliant. Thank you, game. I just want this suffering to end. I just want it to end. The FM cheese of the 3rd sub being made. It's strong. The game knows. The game's like, oh, you've made 3 subs. Well, we better give you an injury. That's not actually how it works before someone starts a conspiracy theory. Bob, with another save. At least it's not 7, Bob, right? Don't kick it straight to them. I don't trust him. He's just giving them the ball. Stop giving them it, Bob. We're in blue. Our team's in blue, Bob. Not sure how much else I can clarify this year. We're the team that looks like the sky. Right, that's going to be full time. That hurt. That hurt to watch. I'm far from pleased with what I just saw from this team. That was bitterly disappointing. That hurt to watch. MK Dons ended up winning 4-0, so they're going to extend their gap there. It does mean with 3 games left, we are 4 points clear, so 1 win would secure us promotion. I'm almost tempted just to commentate the next game now. Should we do that? I think we'll do that. I hope that we get the win. If not, I'm not sure what we'll do. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I've got faith that we can get a win against Fleetwood Town. Unfortunately for us, it's probably going to be beyond our reach to catch MK Dons right now, which is a shame. But it's we've been the cause of our own downfall. Really, we've slipped up in the latter half of the season. The first half of the season we were superb. The second half of the season, obviously, the big injury really hurt us to Mellis, because Jacob Mellis had just been huge for us. I mean, he hasn't declined too much as a footballer over the time he's been injured. It's noticeable. When you're out for 4 to 5 months, obviously you are going to decline. Now my keeper's out injured. I'm going to give him an injection because we only need 1 win. I'm going to risk it. I never give players injections, but I'll tell you what, Bob, this is your chance. We're going to dose you up on some meds, and you're going to go out there and get us a win. Just a reminder, guys, auto-saves, save saves. If you've not got auto-saves on, go to your FM preferences now. Don't do what I've done before and be a silly sausage. Make sure you've got your game set to auto-save every few weeks. Otherwise, there is nothing more frustrating than having your game go corrupt, or your laptop crashes, or there's a power cut, or FM just, whatever happens, your dog, I don't know, your dog closes the game. It walks on your keyboard. I don't know. I don't think that's ever happened to anyone. If it has, if you've ever had your dog close Football Manager, feel free to let me know. I don't know how I get onto these topics. Anyway, Mellis is going to play Advanced Playmaker. He's back in the side. He's not match fit, but we're going to risk him here. We've got our keeper dosed up on meds. A win here would secure us. I believe this game would. Have I done the maths right? Now I'm worried that I've not done the maths right. A win here wouldn't necessarily secure us it. I know what we're just going to play it until we're secured promotion. How about that? How do you like them bananas? We're just going to go with the flow. See what happens, where we end up. Hopefully we can get promoted either this game or the next. We are going to be relying on Sheffield United to slip up. Sombalonga, just if we can get a win here, that would be great. Mellis, have an impact off the bench, my son. You've been out for so long. I'm looking for you to be our key man, as you were prior to your injury. I've got to be honest, this season's been a resounding success. I hope that we'd get promoted this year, but we've played very well. And Mellis, thank you. He's back. He's back from his 5-month injury, 3 months on the pitch, the influential figurehead of this Peterborough side that saw us rocket to the top of the table, is back in the team and back scoring, which is fantastic. We need him to do that now. We needed him to do that when he wasn't available to play, and it has hurt us in a few games, I think, just lacking Mellis. We've had to play Mason, attacking midfielder, and no disrespect, Mason, I know I signed you, but you've just not been as good as Mellis. He's been in a league of his own. Right, hopefully we can see this win out. Our set piece, defend this, get it out. That'll do. Big ball, a Sombalonga. Can we counter? Can we counter? No, we can't. Just don't get bucked. There's no point in getting silly buckings. Payne, Mellis, come on. Great to see Jacob Mellis having a real influence on how we play. Mendes, keeper saves. It was a good chance. We're looking at the stats. We are dominating, but we need to make that tell on the scoreboard. Kumalo hits the crossbar. Wow, we are all over Fleetwood Town here. 4 clear-cut chances in the first half, and there it is, it's in. Take a bow. Their player, apparently it was an own goal. I want to give Kumalo the goal. I think it was him at number 35 on the near post. Okay, I can see why they've given it to the player on the line now. That was a pretty horrific deflection. A keeper parried it, And their player on the post kind of goes, am I meant to shoot or am I meant to stop it? He doesn't know, and it's worked in our favour. And now Fleetwood have scored immediately. Well, they've just pissed on my bonfire there. I was ready just to relax. 2-0 up. Loving it. And it's all gone horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. Velez, near post, leaps like a gazelle. Keeper cannot get there. Ugh. That's bad. That's bad. Our keeper should be able to... He should not be being at the near post. We've got a chance here. Kumalo, keeper saves it. I wish their keeper could kick it straight to us like we did to Sheffield United. That'd be great. Ferdinand, Assombalonga. Mendes, saved by the keeper. Payne cannot get there either. Kumalo wins it. Can we score here? What a goal that is. Is he given offside? I don't know. The linesman's... He's not given it. Sometimes the linesman stands still in FM, but it doesn't count as offside. Does that make sense? Sometimes I'm stood there going, is he offside? Has the linesman given it? And it can be a little bit tricky to tell. Right, let's see. Are Sheffield United losing yet? They are losing. Excellent news. How are MK Dons? Are they winning 3-1? No surprises there. Come on, boys. Melis, Ferdinand. If we could score another now, that would be amazing. 4-1 would be nice and secure. Sombalonga. We've got 4-1. Great way to bounce back from our previous game. We got absolutely destroyed at the hands of Sheffield United. That is Sombalonga's 41st goal of the season. That's an incredible tally. The 21-year-old. That is like... I don't want to say it's unheard of, but for a team not competing in European football and competing kind of in a football league scenario in the lower leagues, 41 goals in all competitions is just incredible. He's been superb, Assombalonga. If he doesn't get player of the season in our league, there is something seriously wrong. He's been assisting players, he's been banging in the goals when they've come his way. He's been the player of the season. Melis would have been right up there but for his injury. But it's great to see Melis back and him really being a creative figurehead for us and grabbing a second goal himself. It's 5-1. Speaking of the man of the moment, we're looking very good now. We're making up for our goal difference of the previous game. We are bouncing back, and it's fantastic to be able to say that. Can we get another? We have got another. It's 6. Wow, we're actually destroying Fleetwood now. Well, I said before this game I was confident we could beat Fleetwood. Even though we lost our previous game, it turns out that was about right. Unfortunately for us, Sheffield United have equalised. If I remember correctly, my league table is broken. Yeah, it is, unfortunately. The panel for league tables on my skin is just not working. I did have a fix for it at one point, but it seems to have broken again. If you happen to know a fix for it, feel free to... give me the answers on a postcard or in the comments if you'd rather not pay to have a postcard sent to me. That's probably more advisable. 6-2. That's disappointing. That hurt inside for me to watch. So still, 6-2's not too shabby. I should probably make a few changes. I would normally sub Melis off because he's still not match fit, but I almost want him to go for the hat-trick on his return. It seems a bit criminal to take him off when he's on a 9.5, even if he's not quite 100%. We'll make a few changes, just give some of our other key first-team players a bit of a run out. See how we get on. But 6-2, wow. I'm happy. I'm not sure if a draw for Sheffield United would be a good enough result for us. I wish I knew. I'll tell you what, MK Dons are now only 3-2 up against Swindon. They are only 3-2 up. As for Sheffield United, they're 3-1 up. So it looks like we may well have to play the next game. Because Sheffield United just want to annoy me. They just want to make me play more FM. I thought, we'll do the live com of the Sheffield United game and it'll be fine. And instead, what you guys are ending up with is just a long end of season live com. Hopefully you're not minding this longer episode. It was completely spontaneous and unplanned. But I know I've not done one of these yet for this series, and I think people enjoy these live coms. If you've enjoyed this one and watched to this point, little thing, because I know, generally speaking, if you've enjoyed a video, you will have watched till this point, because there's more coming. If you have watched till this point, I want you to go down in the comments now and write a comment involving scissors. Now, you can just hide scissors in a comment. You might say, my favourite tactic is the scissor tactic, or you might say, I don't know, a Sombalonga is like a scissor up front. There's not many ways you can hide the word scissor, but I want you to try and do it down in the comments. And obviously, if someone doesn't watch till this point in the video, they'll have no idea why everyone's talking about scissors. They'll think like the scissor apocalypse has happened or something. But anyway, I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. We go into this game, and again, I think at this point, a draw would be good. Actually, no, a draw wouldn't be good enough. A win would be good enough to secure us promotion against the mighty Barnsley, a team who were tipped to do quite well this season and find themselves in 18th, rather unfortunately for them. What did Boswick want to discuss? Boswick, he wants to move to a bigger club. We can continue to grow. We can get promoted. We can do it this season. That's fine. We're going to get promoted, Boswick. You don't need to worry about leaving to go to a bigger team. This is the club that you will play in the Championship in. So we have a few youth contracts expiring. That's not too shocking. Jack Baldwin's development encourages our assistant. That's good. This guy, I've already tipped him a few times, especially recently, Jack Baldwin. He's a player I didn't really give a chance at the club initially, but he's kind of coming big for us now. He's showing what he's made of, and he's been featuring a fair bit at centre-back and centre-defensive mid. He's never really been given a kind of concrete role. He's kind of switching and flicking between the two for us. So, we are playing Barnsley, knowing that a win would be good enough to secure us promotion, and if we were to draw, we'd have to play the last game as Sheffield United won, again. On the flip side, if MK Dons slip up and we win this, we may well livecom the last game of the season against Notts County, because a win would mean that we win the league incredibly, which would be an insane first season at the club. But to be honest, promotion was all I was really ever aiming for this year, and we look on course to do that, despite some injuries perhaps to some of our key players. Right, match preview. We are playing the mighty Barnsley. Sombalonga's out injured. When did that happen? He's out for 3 to 4 weeks with a back strain, so we are without our main man for the end of the season. So, Will Keane, I don't know why you're not starting, but you are starting today. You're going to go out there and make a difference alongside Mellis. I have faith in each of you to do a job for us. Let's get straight to today's game. Right. They're playing a flat 4-4-2, which should leave plenty of room for our kind of advanced attacking midfielder to find some space. Mellis should have a field day today. There's going to be a lot of space to exploit in this gap, especially with Keane kind of drifting onto the shoulders of defenders, playing a few intricate 1-2s. Doesn't look like they're sitting anyone too deep in their midfield. It seems like they've got a fairly flat 4. So hopefully we can exploit that. I say that, 26 seconds in, our keeper's just had to make a clear-cut chance save. So I'm talking out my ass really when I say that we should be well suited to taking on a 4-4-2. But we'll see how this game goes. Grady, Noble Lazarus, they've got a chance here. Moberg Carlson, I'll tell you what, Bob, you are redeeming yourself today, boy. That is 2 saves in the space of 5 minutes for us he has completed. He is doing a job for us. Can we... oh, God. They've had 3 clear-cut chances in 7 minutes. And they've scored 1. It's not the start I wanted. Gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie. This is not what I wanted to see. Jennings with the tidy little finish. I should point out, going into the last game of the season, we are taking on Notts County, who of course have been up in the table if it gets to that. I believe Sheffield United will be taking on MK Dons, who of course are our kind of promotional rivals. So if MK Dons were to slip up today and we could somehow muster up a win, there is an outside chance of winning the league. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. My focus, my priority, my aim is to get promoted. Anything beyond that, we will kind of cross that bridge when we get there. Because right now, that bridge is nowhere near being crossed. We are 1-0 down to Barnsley. in a game that, to be honest, they came out the traps flying, and again, they look like they're going to find some space. We're not picking up our men. We've got a chance maybe on the break here. Could be looking for Keane to hold up the play and then lay it off to Mellis. That is what I want to see in this tactic. Mellis, take a bow. That is a fantastic finish. I said he might get a little bit of room with Keane being on the shoulder of defenders and him looking for the runs through, and they've done it. That is what I want to see from that partnership. An advance forward, an attacking or advanced playmaker and an advance forward kind of playing alongside each other, both set to attack, seems to be working really well in this tactic. It's kind of a little pairing there, and it's kind of served us well all of this year in our tactic. Long may it continue, may I add. However, we have got to defend here. Noble Lazarus. And that's a goal. Moberg Carlson restores Barnsley's 1-0 advantage. And that's just poor defending. Just let the ball get pinged over the top of our fullbacks. No one picking up. Lazarus has some space. Moberg Carlson, what a name that is, gets the goal for them. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. I may have to mix things up in the second half, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I keep saying we'll cross that bridge. I don't know what bridge I'm on about. Come on, boys. Keane, that is a nothing pass there. That was poor. That was very poor. Come on. Big ball over the top. Cannot reach anyone. And then they're pushing at us again. You can see both their centre mids are sitting fairly deep, which is kind of curious. That would suggest to me maybe one's a ball-winning midfielder and one's a deep-line playmaker. I did talk about how I thought Mellis might get a little bit of space, but they're not really giving it to us because of the way they're sitting. As a result, I think I might change to 2 up front rather than having one player work off another. I think that might help us a little bit better. As you can see here, Mellis, there's 2 men kind of in line with him. They are dropping fairly deep to get the ball and really not offer us too much. And that needs to be addressed, I think. We'll give it a little bit of time, I think, but Mellis on the attack here, finally finding some space to run into. Alcock, Mendes laying, and he misses a real opportunity there. If that falls to Mellis, it's a goal. Unfortunately for us, Mendes decides he wants the ball. He's out saying no chance you're getting it, and he buries it quick near post corner. It's in. I don't know how it's gone in, but it's a goal. I think it's an own goal. The keeper's been given the own goal. I'm not complaining. I'm a very happy bunny. He looks so happy in his picture. Not. But look at this. I mean, it's a very bizarre own goal. I'm not sure how it's gone in. I've got to be honest. There's a big cluster of players and the ball's just in the back of the net. But I'm not going to complain. So that's 2-2 at half-time. I got told to encourage my players, and I say that, and then I get shouted at by the players. My assistant's terrible. I should point out that I've not focused too much on my staff this year, but that is something that I'm really going to be shaking up for next season. But anyway, we've got a chance here. Mellis, Keane, bang! That is the response I wanted from half-time. I'll tell you what, they've all reacted terribly in the changing room, but it was mind games. I knew what I was doing all along. That team talk has worked magic, so I'm taking full credit. Tip of the day, FM tip of the day, give bad team talks. Players react better to them, apparently. Note it down on a piece of paper. Get it stuck on a sticky note and stuck on your monitor, that tip of the day. That's what you should be doing right now. But anyway, it's not job done yet because Barnsley have shown that they already have real attacking presence. However, that 3-2 lead that we've now established has deterred me somewhat from looking to change our system. Keane on the attack gets dispossessed. Noble Lazarus won by us. Mellis laying options in the middle. Keane, bang! Take a bow, son. That is his second of the game. What a team talk. Well, I'll take the plaudits. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Will Keane loved that team talk. 2 goals for him in the space of 2 minutes. Could he get one of the fastest hat-tricks ever? Could he do it? It would be one hell of a feat. It's not going to happen, is it? He could still get a second half hat-trick. If he scores now, it will be a 10-minute hat-trick, which isn't too bad. If we concede now, then I'm going to suddenly lose my ego because we'd only have that 1 goal cushion. But fortunately for us, our keeper saved it. Bob has gone huge. Mellis has picked up a knock. After all the injuries he's had this year, I'm not even going to risk him. Even in a game where, really, even at 2 goals, it's not comfortable. I'm just going to Hope he can sit it out. But he's got the assist there. Mellis, don't run around celebrating. You're coming off, son. You've got a knock. But I tell you what, he's done his last little job there before we make the sub, because he has got a knock. But I tell you what, he can still pick out a pass with one leg. That's a great little ball on his left foot. And then at free air, the Argentine comes Spaniard with a fantastic tidy little finish. His 5th of the season. So we have 30 minutes at 5-2 up. Should we check the score lines just to see what's actually happening? Latest scores. I've gone past them. Sheffield United are 2-2. MK Dons are 1-1. We may well end up live comming the last game of the season if that MK Dons game stays the same, because we could end up winning the league on the last day of the season, which would be crazy. As it stands, however, 5-2 there does secure us promotion. What an achievement that is. I am very, 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 very happy. Delighted is what I should say, rather than very 8 times and then happy. I'm delighted. What an inspirational season that's been. That's finished 1-1, which means MK Dons are 2 points ahead of us. Their goal difference is a little iffy. And in their last game they play Sheffield United, having drawn with Fleetwood, who we hammered the previous game. So, yeah, you know what? We're going to live-com this last game of the season. We are going to hope that we can get enough in our last game to get us the league title. That would be incredible if we could do it. Let's do it. It's 1 in the morning for me. I don't care. You don't care. Let's play some Football Manager. What more could you want? Originally, this was going to be a 1-episode thing, and I was just going to live-com the Notts County episode if anything relied on it. Well, I'll tell you what, the way this has worked out has been bloody fantastic. As I mentioned before, scissors. Get your comment in about scissors. Maybe you didn't get a chance to do that. If you didn't, what the hell are you doing? Mendes Laying set to be in contender for League One Player of the Year. I'll tell you what, he's had a very good season. 14 assists and 7 goals is no mean feat from out wide. If we look at the player stats, in fact, Assam Barlonga is not set to get it. And in fact, Theo Robinson, is it? It is Theo Robinson. He's had a crazy season at Donny. Crazy season. He's got 33 goals, which is mental. Average rating wise, Will Keane's up there, which is good to see. Olcock up there in games won. Boswick up there on yellow cards. We're dominating the leaderboards. Right. Shall we wrap up? Doncaster Manager gets Manager of the Month. We're not even on there. Shock horror. Last game of the season, boys. It's the big one. Can we win the league? It'd be incredible if we could. Because my league table doesn't work, we're going to just quickly fully establish the actual scenario that we find ourselves in. What situation kind of sees us get what. I want to win the league, though. I'm not going to rest my team for this last game of the season. We are going to go out there and try and get a big, big win against Notts County, which isn't going to be an easy game, but a win would see us potentially win the league. If Milton Keynes Dons fail to beat Sheffield United and we can win, that would be enough. We have to win no matter what to stand a chance of winning the league. We are guaranteed promotion at this point, so the real pressure on us is on us to win. And then we're hoping for MK Dons to either slip up with a draw or a defeat, because that would see us finish ahead of them on goal difference. So, last game of the season. Mellis is out injured. How long is he actually out injured for? 2 to 3 days. Okay, it could be a little bit worse. He strained his neck, bless him. We'll let him off. We are going to end the season with a few injuries, which is a little bit of a shame. I'll tell you what, I'm tempted to play McDermott at Advanced Playmaker. Or actually, we'll do this. We'll do that. We'll play Freire down the middle. He's our second best kind of creative player. He's got the attributes to play Advanced Playmaker as well, which is quite nice. It's a position that when he came to the club, he was kind of... I had him in mind for this area of the pitch, but with kind of Mellis kind of stepping into the light and Keane, Freire's kind of been sat on the wing. I mean, he's done well on the wing. A 7.10 average rating for your first season in England is no mean feat, and that was a lot lower earlier on in the season. He's really turned that around, but he has the capabilities to play there. So, we go into this game. We will get the other games in the league's scores up. We are playing against another 4-4-2, of course. We did beat Notts County in the Johnson's Paint Trophy not long ago, so maybe we can beat them again here. The goal difference really doesn't matter here. It's all about just getting the W and hoping that Sheffield United, a team who we've been praying to play badly all season, can go out there and do us a favour. So Sheffield United v MK Dons is there. Because of the way this scoreboard thing works, as goals flying, the kind of things are going to shuffle. So I'm going to attempt to get them in the right place. We've got to win, though. I'll tell you what, we've got to win. Keane is doing superb. He's got a goal for us immediately. Will Keane, he came in injured. I've given him a chance this year, and he's been a stand-out performer for us. He's been superb. He's been a revelation. He's had a few injuries to contend with. But when this guy's been fit, he's been a bit amongst the best players in the league. His average rating suggests that. And as you can see, it's still 0-0. So 10 minutes in, we'd be winning the league at this point, because a draw is not enough for MK Dons. I'm keeping the faith here that Sheffield United are going to do us a massive favour and that we can win this. But anyway, free air here. Boswick, Mendes laying, free air. Payne, nice little interplay here. We are really dragging Notts County out of position. Inside, that is lovely football. Unfortunately, we've given the ball away. Can we build from the back again? No, we can't. There's a counter-attack on Midson. And buries it for Notts County. That's really disappointing. There was some great build-up play by us there. I identify it. I say, look, that's what I want to see. A little bit of passing and moving. We've got rid of the hold. I didn't want to start recording. No. Does anyone actually use the record thing in Football Manager? I don't, to do the video. I don't know. Well, you can't use it to do the videos because you can't record out of games. But I don't use it anyway. But what I was going to say was, we don't play with the kind of retained possession, and you could see us kind of passing into space as the instructions suggest right there. But anyway, at half time, it's 1-1 here, and I believe Sheffield United are currently winning. So right now, MK Dons have got to turn around the deficit and actually grab 2 if we were to win this game. Unfortunately for us, even if MK Dons lose, a draw wouldn't be good enough. A win is simply what we have to get to stand a chance. Hopefully we can go out there and give a 45-minute performance to remember, and not one that will kind of live long in the memory for all the wrong reasons as Midson scores. You know what? They've had 2 chances and they've both gone in, and we're playing control. We're going to change the system. Screw it. I lied. This is drum and bass. It's not. It's 4-4-2. What are you going to do? Screw it. I lied. I'm not swearing today. Being a good boy. Screw it. I lied. This is 4-4-2. What are you going to do? Let's go. Mendes laying. Someone needs to print that on a shirt. He's just scored from the impossible angle. Let's go. 4-4-2. Meanwhile, it's 2-1 now, Sheffield. The goals are flying in there. But still, MK Dons still need another 2 in this situation. We still need to get 1. But Mendes laying, with a slightly bizarre cross-goal thing, has given us a chance of winning the league unbelievably. Right. Come on, boys. 1 more goal. Right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Pause 10 minutes to go for the win. We're going to push higher up. We're going to play a much higher tempo. We're going to pass into space. We are going to shoot on sight, and we are going to... we'll look for overlap. I'm not going to pump the... I could pump the ball into the box. It's tempting. I'm not going to resort to hoofball. He says playing direct with very... he says playing direct with very high tempo. We need to go out there and get a win. At this point, it doesn't really matter if we were to slip up here. It's all about us just getting a win, if at all possible. Payne, Delfonso, Payne, come on, let's win the league, boys. Mendes laying! Let's go! Let's go, Peterborough. We might be about to do a shock last day of the season turnaround and win the league. What a turn up for the Bucks this would be. Mendes laying with his 2nd goal of the game. And now suddenly I'm desperate to switch all my tactics back to normal. Because we do not need to give away the ball at this point. Let's just get rid of all of this stuff. We don't need any of this at this point. Let's not look for the overlap. Let's tell our wing backs just to sit a little bit more for 5 minutes. 5 minutes to hold on, boys, and we win the league. And it looks like it's going to come our way. A long free kick. Milton Keynes Dons cannot turn around their deficit of 2-1, and we beat a somewhat average Doncaster, Notts County side there. I just want to check. I'm pretty sure MK Dons are considered rivals to us. So to leapfrog them on the last day of the season is incredible. Yeah, MK Dons, competitive, fierce rivals. I'll tell you what, MK Dons, you must be bloody livid. Because we've just overtaken you on the last day of the season. Unbelievable. What an end to this season. What an end to it. What a first season this has been. Can I just say, it's been a long time since I've enjoyed an FM save as much as I'm enjoying this one. It's been incredible. Just a quick look at the squad, top performers for this year. Mendes Lane, got to give him a shout out. He has won us the league with his 2 goals in that game. He's been great this year. A player who was already at the club, a player who I'd kind of disregarded. And he's come in and he's done a superb job for us. It's impossible not to look at Asom Bolonga. He's done amazing for us. 41 goals in all competitions, single-handedly in many ways, helping us to win the Johnson Paint Trophy, and 22 goals in the league as well has been a huge contributing factor. Will Keane, the former United trainee released by them, I gave him a chance. He was coming back from injury. He's had a few injuries this year to contend with, but in 15 appearances starting and 12 off the bench, he's got 18 goals. He's been a fine kind of second choice striker for us, and he's done a job wherever we've played him. Jacob Mellis, when he was fit in his first 21 games, he was the reason we were top of the league. 10 goals, 11 assists, going to be key for us next year. He's a championship quality player and he can definitely step up to the mark. In terms of overall appearances, our top appearance maker was Bob in goal despite his howler at the back of the defence. In terms of the average ratings across the entire season, the 4 usual candidates were up there. Worth noting that Federico Friere was up there, the guy who I bigged up. Free transfer, you can get him at the start of your FM saves. He's part Spanish, part Argentine. To get him, you have to make sure you have Argentina loaded on a large database, but he is a player worth picking up if you can. He is superb. Michael Boswick, a player already at the club, wanted to move to a bigger club. Well, guess what, Michael? You're going to be playing for us in the Championship next year. How do you like those bananas? 37 appearances. The deep line midfielder, playing ball-winning midfielder alongside the deep line playmaker. He's been a little bit bullish at times. 13 yellow cards kind of implies that. But I'll tell you what, when we've called upon him, he's done a real good job in the middle. And then Kumalo, a player who I may well look to sign permanently. He's been a great little centre-back for us this year. 4 goals in 40 appearances in the league, a 7.11 average rating. Part of what has been overall a fantastic first season at the club. In terms of assists, Asom Bolonga, Mendes Laying, Mellis, Jack Payne up there as well. A player who's kind of stepped into a very important role for us. 37 league appearances. Can't be understated how much of an impact he's had on our season. He's been superb for us, and as you can see, a 6.94 average rating is great. Other than that, though, it's been, what a season it's been. Unbelievable. Really happy with how we've done. To win the league in that manner is incredible too. Looking at our fixtures, you can see in the live com today, it's been patchy to say the least, hasn't it? It's not been comfortable for any means. For some reason, not all my fixtures are loading. It does this sometimes. Bear with me. I want to bask in the glory of our last few results. Here you can see what a way to start the live com that 6-1 defeat was. But I'll tell you what, 6-2, 5-2, and then 3-2 against Notts County, with 2 goals coming in the 63rd and then the 87th minute goal to win the league. Crazy. That has got to be up there with one of my most memorable Football Manager moments. It was an honour to be able to share it with you guys in this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If we could smash 500 likes for this episode, it wasn't intended to be a live com. We're ending on a high. What a way to wrap things up. I've absolutely loved this save so far. Hopefully you have too. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. Leave a comment about scissors if you've got nothing constructive to add. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. I will talk to you guys in a bit, and I'm out.